Yes, people, we are back. It's another episode of Big Six Bants. It's a late night show. It's a last minute show. These things tend to happen. These spontaneous episodes. Oh, there's
It's
a
a late
mad
night
echo
show.
there.
It's a last.
It's a mad echo there. Yeah, anyway, big up people. Again, it's another episode of Big Six Bants. As I said, it's a late night show. It's spontaneous. When it comes to these international breaks, you're gonna get a few of these. Sometimes there's not really gonna be a schedule. There might just be, you might just see if your notifications are on, you will just see man going live. It's late. It is what it is. I'm gonna be inviting people on. It's a call-in show. People are gonna have their chance to say what they say. Again, if you are a member, you have your priority, of course. And yeah, man. So again, if you're here, dash the comments in. This one again is always for the fans, but this one's especially for the people in the chat. Say what you want to say, get your opinion across. You ever want to say something to me that personally, as in terms of on screen, and you want to be on stream and say that, as again, now's the chance. You know what I'm saying? There's a few loose topics to talk about. Obviously, you got Harry Kane loosely linked to Chelsea with this whole, maybe the return of Lukaku and Conte and all that stuff there. You've also got Jack Grealish possibly looking to move away from Manchester City, even though he managed to get that long-awaited goal on the weekend. But there's so much to talk about, and a lot of the stuff as well. It's just a time to chill, a time to to chat. For me, it's a bit of therapy. You know what I'm saying? You never know what people the people in the chat are going through. You know what I'm saying? So as I said, it's a time where if it's late, you can't sleep, you want a piece of Bigsixbants. Here you go. You know what I'm saying? You got it. Here it is, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So first of all, as well, big up clinical. But yeah, again, make sure we are smashing a like, people. Make sure we smash the like button. So again, the first thing I want to talk about is big up King Adrian as well in the chat. By the way, guys, forgot to say, I think I pinned it, but the link to join the stream is there in the pinned tweet. If people can't see it, I will dash it in the description. But let me know if you look if you look can't go in, or it's not working, or I've sent the wrong link, then just let me know in it, and I'll dash it in. My cat's on, he's just making noise. But yeah, that's fine. So I'll start a comment for the link to join. Big up King Adrian, as always says, big up family. Good to see you, bro. So first thing personally I want to talk about is this whole Harry Kane to Chelsea business. Now, I kind of saw some rumors about it. Nothing too credible in my opinion, but it's an interesting one because I think this is the kind of the best position Tottenham have been maybe since that Mourinho era where they were first. They were doing really well in the top three. I think they were top by maybe end of October, start of November time, and it kind of went downhill when the injuries came, and obviously the inevitable sacking of him before the final. But this is the best place that Tottenham have been in. But at the same time, Harry Kane, he's not necessarily getting any younger. I wouldn't say he's old, but he's not necessarily getting any younger. And I just feel like maybe maybe he is considering the move. Obviously, again, it's probably not been released publicly and stuff, but maybe in his head he is thinking about the move. Because at the end of the day, as much as Tottenham are in a good place, are they going to go and win major trophies year in, year out? I'm sure Harry Kane is going to look at his career at one point and just think this is probably the time to start thinking about winning those major trophies. I think it's obvious. These are the only things that are missing from Harry Kane's repertoire. It's the only thing that's missing. You know what I'm saying? So I generally think that for him, going to a club like Bayern Munich, where we saw him linked earlier on last week, is probably better for Kane. But a move to Chelsea for me, if you're, City had to be the move. It had to be the move. 4 Premier Leagues in the last 5 years. It's not. I'm not saying you're guaranteed Premier Leagues, but it's the best chance at getting a Premier League. Chelsea, with their whole real rebuild thing going on, Harry Kane's for the here and now. That's a now signing. Even though I reckon he'll score goals even until he's like 33 at least. To get the best Harry Kane, that's in the next 2-3 years. And Chelsea are looking to build for the future. They're looking to really change the model over there. So I don't know. Are they really trying to do the Gareth Southgate thing with the Sterling and Kane business going on over there? I don't know. I just think the move to Chelsea is just a bit weird to me. I don't know. Chelsea, like, surely you'd want to move to City, but of course they've got Haaland now, so maybe that's that deal is just that's out the window. It's just out the window. So I don't know. My cat is making mad noise. You need to go away. I'm sorry. You need to go away. So yeah, but so that's what I'm saying. I think also Conte probably has his mind. He probably has his eyes on Lukaku. I haven't actually done a load of research and looked at what Lukaku's doing so far at the start of the season, but I haven't heard he's really been pulling up trees. So maybe I think the reunion of Conte, maybe Conte is the answer. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Conte is the answer. I don't know. When it comes to Lukaku's form and whether he's going to play well or not, I do think he's quite. I think he's quite. What's the word? He's. It depends. He's very relationship reliant. I think Lukaku, and he needs to be loved, and he needs to be like has a certain amount of maybe attention to sort of really flourish the way he does, to bully defenders, you know, quick to show he's not just a dumper truck who just shoots and wins headers and stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? But as I said, it's one of them ones, in it. I think Lukaku to Tottenham would be one of the craziest moves. Like we're talking, listen, this is all in hindsight, by the way, people. This is all in hindsight because obviously, again, if Kane leaves, they have to replace him. It's probably going to take 2-3 players to replace him. But if Conte is going to bring anyone in, I'm thinking maybe Lautaro Martinez. I'm thinking maybe Lukaku. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking maybe get Maddison in there. There's a few options that you'd probably need to, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, Esco 11, it is a dead source in it, but it has been the talk of the town. So I thought I might as well cover it and have the conversation. But listen, we do have our first guest of the day. Pro clubs, any, you know what I'm saying, flying wing back, flying centre back, you know what I'm saying? Big fan of the channel. I'm a big fan of him and what he and his opinions, unless he's trashing Liverpool, then he can shut the fuck up. But more time, he's a great guy. But listen, first time on the channel. Glad to sort of have him in here. Mataz, what are you saying, broski? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, bro. How's you?
Surviving. Put it that way. I'm surviving, man.
It's a cold world out here, man.
For real,
It's a cold
it's
world.
hard. It's hard, but listen, when you got football to talk about, when you got the people them to talk to and stuff, it makes things a little bit easier. You know what I'm saying?
100.
But how have you been today? Just away from football, how you been?
No, chilling, doing my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, and then working, studying, this and that, doing my business. But yeah, it's always good to talk football, man. Always good.
100%. I believe I don't really call calling shows debuts, so I'm gonna have to give you a debut on the Man United show or something at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but you could call this like the pre-season, or maybe the
Mm-hmm.
Champions League debut. You could this like the European debut. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm pretty sure you were just watching. We're just talking about the Harry Kane links away from Tottenham. What you think of that one? Because it's kind of, it's not concrete news that's blowing up the world, but it's whispers and whispers, and then there's no smoke without
Yeah,
fire.
yeah. Nah, for sure. See, Harry Kane, he's, in my opinion, one of the best strikers on the planet.
Mm,
Like in terms of being an actual footballer, he is an amazing footballer. He has everything you want from a striker. He has a goals, he has a link up play, he has a hold up play. His passing is amazing. He can run the channels, not really, but he's not the fastest guy like your Holland or your I don't know Rashford, Nunez, whatever, right? But
yeah,
for what you want in a modern day striker, he can provide everything you want. And I think for his benefit and the way he's at, I think he's 29, 30 right now. He's got
yeah,
to
yeah.
leave. He's got to leave Spurs, man. That them dudes ain't winning nothing. They ain't winning nothing anytime soon with that haram football. They play under Bin Laden Jr. They ain't winning nothing.
Yeah.
They ain't winning nothing.
Like
So
Chelsea,
I think,
I mean, sorry, sorry. Even Tottenham and Chelsea, the football ain't buzzing in both places. It's not. It's not exactly. Like I've always associated Chelsea with the fossil football, but Tottenham are really doing up fossil football at the
mhm.
moment. Let's not beat around the bush here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Ta- but they see that's what you get with Conte. Like Conte's
no,
never played good football though. So
yeah,
so that's the thing. And with Chelsea, I don't think it would make sense for him to go there because they're at the start of a process. And Harry Kane, with his age and his injury record, like that's not the guy you want to start a process with. Like he's 30
It's,
years old. Like
say it again.
he's like a win now type of dude, right? It's like
Yeah,
he's like the final piece, the missing puzzle of the piece. Like him at City would have been amazing. But obviously they got Holland. They're not complaining, but excuse me, him at Bayern would be amazing. I don't know what the Nagelsmann thing, like what he's got going on over there, but him at Bayern would be good.
yeah,
And even United, like I would take him at United because
yeah,
we need a striker, and Martial, you can never count on him because as much as I think he's one of the best on his day when he's fit, he's like one of the best. He just never fit, so you know what I'm saying. You
yeah.
can't count on him.
I think the on his day type of players aren't really what the Premier League needs if you really want to succeed. If you're always talking about on his day, like the on his day category, you kind of get your Martials, your Naby Keita's. If you want to go up a level, you talk about your Paul Pogba's, like the on your day, the Thomas Partey's, the on your day type of guy. But how many times are we gonna get you on your day? Because when
Exactly,
you're
yeah,
not on your day, you're hurting the team more than you're helping the team.
100%. It's like you. I always say that it's like as much as I love Paul Pogba and I think exactly on his day he's probably the best player in the Prem. But United could have never been a serious team with him just because of his injury record, and that's unfortunate because of the great talent he was, and probably still is. It's like these on their day players aren't to be taken seriously.
Yeah,
So
100%.
I think Chelsea, if they're really trying to go for someone, like a guy like Ivan Toney is prime for what they're trying to do. I think because the football Graham Potter plays, and he needs that link up player to try and link with Sterling and whoever they got on the other side. So I think someone like him, because they're starting their process, right? They're building from the up, and someone like him would be good. And I would love Tony at United. I would absolutely love it.
I mean, he is looking. I think he's improving in it. We'll get to Tony in a second. So I've got a comment here saying a big up Anthony 94, by the way, and Paul Tierney and Philip Bidwell, as always says. I've been saying for neutrals, Kane has to move to be able to win trophies for the last 2-3 years. 100%. If anything, he shouldn't even be leaving it to the last 2 or 3 years because you can easily get to finals in all those years and not win anything. Like it can be an unlucky finals. Finals, you just can't call finals these days. You know what I'm saying? You can't call it. So I think you got to enjoy it when you're up there. Word to a Liverpool fan like myself. Kane shouldn't go Chelsea because they're building, but he should go United? Question mark. Would you have to say to that, Matthias? Would you have to say to that?
No. I'm not saying he should go to that. I'm just saying like the striker he is, like I would take it. I'm just talking like I'm just giving him his flowers for the player he is. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
For United, I would rather an Ivan Toney would make more sense, or like a Skamaka before he went to West Ham. I would have taken him, just build from the ground up. But I think the best place for him is a Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
Bayern
But
Munich,
I think Bayern Munich because Bayern Munich is like I don't know if you've seen, but Mane is kind of struggling, and it's like they're not used to. They played with a 9 for so long, and now they're kind of doing this Serge Gnabry, Mane up top, Serge Gnabry up top kind of thing. I think it's like kind of the only thing getting Bayern Munich through games is just their sheer quality over everyone else, not so much the fluidity of their attacks. Of course, in the Champions League, they look fluid as ever, but they are quite suited to European football anyway, Bayern Munich. And in their league, I think because they just simply have more quality, they're always going to have the upper hand going into games. And I think that's what's saving them right now. And the stinker they had last game when they lost to Augsburg, they lost 1-0. Mane was getting heavy criticism. And I think because they're just, again, Mane as a striker, we all saw what he done in the Premier League. When we moved him into the middle, it's like he was a new player. It's like he was a new player all over again. But what people did seem to forget about Mane is that he's not as consistent as you think he is. And he's definitely not going to fill the boots of a Robert Lewandowski, no matter how good he actually is. You know what I mean? The best Mane we saw was off that left wing, causing havoc, scoring goals, assists. pressing. He had everything. You know what I mean? And still definitely has a place in the world class category today in football. But to fill the boots of the guy that just beat Gerd Muller's record, I don't really know if the fans are going to be fucking with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a sticky one with Mane because I personally like really rate him, and I think he's a fantastic player. I know you're a Liverpool fan, and I honestly think like for the time that he was there, I 100% every time I saw him, he was your best player. Salah, I know he got on the end of all of the shots, all the goals, whatever. But I personally think the link up play he had, the runs he made, he gave himself up for the team, and like during that 1920 season, like this guy was crazy. But I don't know what happened. And I don't know. He's struggling to settle into the Bundesliga Nagelsmann system. Nagelsmann also he's I don't know about him as a coach. Really, he's a weird one because he done well against Barcelona, but before this they've drew I think 3 or 4 times.
Look how many times Lawan missed. It's like he didn't want to score against his former. Lawan was missing stuff we don't see. Shit don't like he was missing chances that had me looking like Soldier Boy, bro. Had me like, huh? That's the time I was thinking. Like that was my reaction to half of his misses, all of the misses actually. You know what I'm saying? So I think I know I'm talking in hindsight. People might say, yeah, if buts and maybes, take your chances, but he don't miss those. And yeah, Bayern punished them, but for parts of that game, Barca look better than them. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Nagelsmann again. This is why sometimes you do have to give Pep the plaudits because a lot of men say, like, you know, Pep was given the blueprints. I'm one of them, man. Pep, you know, given the blueprints, but to execute the blueprints is still an elite skill. And man like Nagelsmann, man like Poch, all these guys who have done it with a team where they've had to you just gotta face it. Certain men are built to build a team, and certain managers are built to run a complete team, like the Ancelottis. You know what I'm saying? The Pep Guardiolas. We've never seen Jurgen Klopp take on a fully kitted out team with the backings of his money, so we can't even put Klopp in there, really. You know what I'm saying? You'd say Conte. He needs to come up to a kitted Rari, bro. He's not gonna buy a Honda Civic and kit that shit up. He ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? These men need to be there with the CLA. They need to be ready in the drive. You know what I'm saying? 100%. Otherwise, but it's still a skill that even if someone is given the blueprints from before they arrive and the money's there the second they ask for it, it's still a skill to make it work because Poch was a very highly rated manager across the world. And look what he done with PSG. Underwhelming. Criminal the football he had Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe playing at times. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
It's like, give it to the front three and they'll score sort of thing. Look at the football PSG are playing now. They look unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? They look unstoppable, bro.
It is very interesting, and
yeah, carry on,
I also think like and it's interesting you mentioned Pep because I have this opinion that I don't know what you guys in the chat think, but Pep's time at Bayern was a complete failure, in my opinion. Like the Bayern year after year, they've been winning their Bundesliga with ease, right? That's no point. He went there to win a Champions League and he couldn't do it. And in my opinion, that is a complete failure of his tenure at Bayern. And I know people have different opinions on that, but I have that strong opinion. So I do kind of have that soft spot for Nagelsmann because I do think he's like this mad scientist and like, you know, those just weirdos that have like these crazy ideas in their head that can't get their whatever's in their head to replicate onto the field. But I mean, you can only judge by what you put on. You can only judge by what you put on the pitch. So, and his results ain't that. So,
100%. By the way, guys, make sure you are smashing the like and you are subscribing if you are new here. I haven't even put the ticker on, but we are under 30 subscribers away from 2,200 subscribers. The channel is growing incredibly fast. So keep joining the family, keep supporting. Just a young brother trying to make people laugh and smile and flipping shout and scream about the sport that we all love. So yeah, be sure to make sure we subscribe and support the channel. You know what I'm saying? Also make sure we subscribe to close channels that work closely with us. So Sarcasm City TV. Make sure you subscribe over there with Flawless and the gang. Make sure you subscribe with Kaz and Mo and Daps with Never a Foul and Ty with Trafford Tunnel. Make sure you subscribe to Saying FC TV. Make sure you subscribe to Coppish. All these guys. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to. Well, there's if I carry on the list, you know what I'm saying. But make sure you subscribe to Jerry James. Make sure you know what I'm saying. Subscribe to Jerry the Jerry James show. All that good stuff. You know what I'm saying. Just make sure you guys get that done in your spare time, even if it means you jumping off this stream and making it and going and subscribing. Don't mind in it. Like I know you'll be back. I trust my the people in the chat. And especially as well, I think Hassan's live at the moment as well. He's talking some stuff on Liverpool. So, you know, I know this is a lot of Liverpool stuff goes on over here, but as I said, some Liverpool stuff going over on Hassan. So don't be shy to head over there and see what's going on over there. But yeah, just to hit some more of the comments. He's not leaving the Premier League. Donny's obsessed with that record. He'll probably extend at Spurs. That's not even a mad thing to say, Esco. It's not even a mad thing to say, bro. It's really not. Like, I actually hear it. Like, certain man, we don't know what go on in certain man's head in it. We actually don't know. So at the end of the day, Kane might not actually be mad bothered. He might even be on a narcissistic thing where he's just bothered about being the greatest goal scorer. Man just set out to be the greatest goal scorer, but he's ain't telling no one and just doing what he's doing. Do you know what I'm saying? We never know. Or he could be obsessed with it and he can't be getting the move and people are blocking him. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors. However, what we do know, we can have an opinion on what we think he should be doing if he wants to break into the GOAT conversations. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately for me, Harry Kane is not in the GOAT conversations at the moment. He's not. And if you don't have silverware to back it up, I'm sorry, that's an integral part of GOAT conversations. That every GOAT we have still gets criticized. Steven Gerrard is still criticized over not winning the Premier League. You know what I'm saying? Like, Pep Guardiola is criticized for not winning the Champions League at Bayern Munich and at
City
and at Manchester City. You know what I'm saying? Thierry Henry is still ridiculed for not scoring enough in big games and finals. You know what I'm saying? Every GOAT, Drogba is the guy for the big games, but his goal scoring record wasn't as prolific as like. There's always little cracks and holes that people want to find. Do you know what I'm saying? Messi, in my opinion, the greatest player of all time, says, "Oh, he's never done it in the Prem." Like there's always a box that is left unticked, no matter how great you are. Honestly, there's always something. So what makes people think you can look at Harry Kane and go, "You're in that conversation"? Because Harry Kane, for me, is still lacking 3, 4, 5 of those boxes. So even if he was to go and win one Premier League or one Champions League, there's still more boxes you need to tick because the GOATs have literally one box left unticked. You know what I'm saying? Cristiano Ronaldo, there's still things, people still say things about him, and he's the greatest goal scorer the world has ever seen. People say he only won 2 La Ligas. Huh? What? Huh? You know what I'm saying? There's always the notion where people are looking through the cracks and all that stuff in the game. People look at Mo Salah, can't put him in a GOAT conversation. He hasn't won enough, or he hasn't been around longer. Everyone has their thing to say. You know what I'm saying? So again, Harry Kane for me needs to do that much more to even be put in the suggestion of names rather than even there as a name. You know what I'm saying? Even if he busts Alan Shearer's record, that's not enough for me. If you're not winning if there's no trophies to come along with it. Personal accolades don't live along with the major accolades in football, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, plus with these GOAT conversations per se, like people have this nostalgia bias as well. Oh, the Shearers, the Cantonas, the Van Nistelrooy. So these young players, and in most people's eyes aren't as good as the people of old. So they have to go even above and beyond to try and beat the nostalgia bias thing. So
Yeah.
so the fact that Kane hasn't won nothing, it's just, I mean, there's no reason to put him there. And you said it yourself that even the Messis and the Ronaldos have holes that people put in their arguments. In my opinion, neither Messi nor Ronaldo's a goat. My goats are the Brazilians, your R9 and your Ronaldinho. But even for them, people say Ronaldo never won a UCL.
Yeah.
Dino, he didn't do too much. This, that, the other. So
Dino's thing was short lived. Yeah. Dino's thing.
exactly. So people always have these pokes, but what's facts is facts. I mean, Kane, I don't think he has any silverware at all. Like, it just is what it is.
I'll say. Do you want to know something? I've held the Champions League more times than Harry Kane has. I have held the Champions League. I went to Barcelona when they won the Champions League. I went to Barcelona and the Champions League was there. And when you go in the stadium tour and you get to lift the Champions League, I have touched the Champions League more times than any Tottenham player.
Crazy. It's crazy, man.
I've touched the Champions League more times than Kevin De Bruyne.
It is what it is.
Who the hell am I? You know what I mean? I've touched the Champions League more times than R9.
Imagine that. Arguably the best player, like the best peak we've seen from a football player. Like, it's just insane.
Hey, it's a crazy world we live in. Don't hate me. Don't hate me because I lifted it one day. Hey, that shit heavy. Hey, that champs is heavy, bro. That champs is heavy. Listen, I'll tell you, champs is heavy. I lifted that shit when I was 14 years of age. Yeah, I still remember that. 10 years ago. 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I swear, that's on my life. You know what I mean? But as I said, it's not for everyone. UCL ain't for everyone. You know what I mean? But Philip says, glad you agree. Good to see UK Drilly in the chat as well. Mark Bain says, Messi don't need to play in the Prem like Maradona, Arna, and Pele. No, but I'm just saying the people that poke holes in the game, innit? People that poke holes, that they poke holes in some of the greatest. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, Lampard, greatest goal scoring midfielder of all time. People say couldn't play football. You could play football, but do you know what I mean? So
I'm one of them, by the way.
Mark Bain also says, so is Pep a failure for City so far? I'll let you.
I don't think so, because City were never dominant in the Premier League before Pep. Think about this. If City win it this year, this will be 5 and 6 years. 5 and 6 years that City have won. If anyone else does it, if PSG do it, we call them the Farmers League. Lille won it in 2020.
Yeah.
Then we're a Farmers League as well. So City weren't dominant in the Premier League. They only had won 2 or 3 times, maybe, not even, before Pep came. And since he's come, he's only lost it once, and that was his first season, and the asterisk, the one that Liverpool won. So that's it. So he has dominated that era. Bayern were dominant in their entire time. So they brought in Pep to win a Champions League because they hadn't done so in a long time, and he couldn't deliver that. So
it's funny because it's a conversation. I think the only thing I'll disagree with you is that I wouldn't go as far as to say our league is a farmers league. Obviously, if you look at it on paper and you go 3, you look at the amount of Premier League City have won in the last 5 years, you look at 4 and 5 and you go, that's funny. Not funny, weird. We've all seen the TikTok. You probably look at that and think, yeah. But to be fair, Liverpool have kind of pushed them every single time apart from the once. So I think it's hard to say that Manchester City have only walked that Centurion's year. They walked it, and I think they walked it when we had loads of injuries that year after we won the Prem. So there is context to it, but I wouldn't say it was just a Man City. It was with PSG, there was no one following them. With Bayern Munich, there was no one following them. I don't want to hear Dortmund chat. Dortmund are just there to make it entertaining, and they fall short very early on in their campaign. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, again, whether that's due to Marco Reus's everlasting injuries that he keeps getting, maybe if Reus stayed fit, we might be having a different conversation. But unfortunately, that's just kind of how it is. And I think, as I said, with Liverpool, with the City have won 3 of their prems by 1 point or 2 point by 1 point. So it's like, that's why I can't call it a farmers league for winning the league by 1 point. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not like they're.
I hear you. But if you just look at the outside, if it's a non-football fan, right? If they just look, winner, Manchester City, 5. If they win it this year, 5 in 6 years. Anyone else, we're calling that a farmers league. I'm sorry, I know you're a Liverpool fan, but you guys are the greatest number 2s ever. That's what Klopp's legacy is. I'm sorry, that's just what it is. The whole world had to be shut down for you guys to win a Premier League, right? It is what it is. Man City have absolutely dominated.
I hear what you're saying about the whole world had to be shut down, but you gotta remember, when people actually look back to that season, there were fans up when the fans up until when the fans weren't in the stadiums anymore. Do you know what our record was?
Yeah, I know the thing is, if you guys didn't claim
20 wins, 1 draw, and in fact, I don't even think we hadn't lost to Watford yet, have we? Have we lost to Watford yet? That loss to Watford, the 3-0 loss.
I don't think so.
I don't even think we'd lost to Watford yet. I believe it was we drew to Man U, we drew to you guys when Lallana scored, we drew to you guys, and we'd won every other game. So the league was wrapped up, and City was there fucking up. City were doing some dumb shit as well. They were doing some dumb stuff. I think they kind of just gave up and went for the champs anyway.
Yeah,
they kind of just gave up. And
but that's the beauty of it. You know what I'm saying? You guys, I think there's a stat where, like, if you guys didn't play a single game after the fans weren't allowed in the stadium, you guys still would have won. That's just the beauty of it. Even though people still put it as a COVID
run the agenda, but we would have won either way.
I mean, agendas have to agenda. You know what I'm saying?
At one point, I think the gap was 30 points. Like,
yeah, that was a mad season.
And I think, and it's so crazy because, like, and I don't really want to Liverpoolize this too much. I don't want to make this too much about Liverpool, but like, to see the injuries happen so quickly after after running riot domestically, like, it was just like, wow. I was like, are you serious? Like, this is crazy. Like, the drop off can't be this mad. It's kind of like, even now, like, we were 2 games away from winning the quad, and then now we're seeing major drop-offs, major drop-offs. Obviously, we know that's due to Liverpool's unsustainable style of play. Like, you can't have an unsustainable style of play and not consistently recruit. Players, footballers are not androids. They're not androids. They're humans. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, you ever heard the theory about Klopp's 7th season?
Yeah, no, 100%.
And the last 2 years, the teams that have won the Community Shield have both finished 8th.
Yeah.
It's just a theory. I'm putting it out there. Don't shoot the messenger, guys.
This is what I think. Like, I think the Community Shield, the whole Community Shield curse thing is crazy. But I don't think we'll finish.
No, of course not. No.
But like, obviously, but there is a drop off. The Community Shield does warrant a drop off. That's what is true. That's what is true. It warrants a drop off, innit? Sure. But just to veer away from Harry Kane, UK beats in the house. Big up yourself, bro. Maradon says, "What are you telling me, Mons? Big up yourself, bro. Good to see you."
Yo, Mons. Yo, I gotta dip out. I got some shit to take care of. But I just want to say, the Arsenal fans, KC. No, not KC. KC, right?
KC.
My bad, bro. These guys, after the United game, the excuses I heard, and the other week, the excuses. I wish they were on here, bro. I would have cooked them. I would have slow cooked them into a turkey, bro. Oh my god, the crap they were talking, bro. The crap. I mean, we played well. This, that, the other. No, you fucking didn't. You guys got popped. Arteta is a bum. You guys will see. Just you wait, bro. I hope the next time they're on here, or if there's a special time, let me come on the channel and let me cook these guys. But I gotta dip out. Chat. Yeah. Make sure you guys leave a like. Let's not do this Darwin Núñez conversion rate on the likes. Let's actually hit the likes. But yeah, I gotta dip out. Take care. Make sure you Make sure you leave a comment if you're watching it back, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Take care, guys. Bye bye.
Take care, bro. Thanks for having me. Thanks for jumping on, bro. Appreciate you. Again, we have our next member as well. First time on the channel. From the op block city side of things, you know what I'm saying? Happy times for them. You know, they got an Android up front. What can we say? What can you do? But again, it's about time he jumped on. Obviously, always showing love on the channel for a long time now. So it's going to be good to hear from his side of things as well, especially because the next topic is Jack Grealish. So what a perfect way, a perfect time to jump on. So everyone, welcome Clinical to the panel. What are you telling me, bro? How you doing?
Yeah, big up everybody in the chat and big up yourself, man.
Big up.
It's funny you just said that too because I wanted to talk about Grealish.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember, but a couple of days ago, he came up in the chat and I just wanted to make my stance on him clear because I'm not sure if you guys really understood what I was saying.
Yeah,
So when we signed him, I mean, obviously it's a lot of money. We know that. You guys don't need to tell us that, but I mean, I hear it. I hear it. But the thing is, I didn't really know how I wanted to judge him or categorize him. So I've been kind of like keeping an ear out all the city channels and like seeing how other people are going about it before I made my final decision on like how am I gonna categorize this guy. I decided I know like we seen it with Cancelo, Rodri, and Mahrez. Like they didn't have the greatest first season under Pep, and we all know it's a difficult system. Like he's a perfectionist and all that. So I wanted to give Grealish time. I said, you know what? I'll give him a season, and 6 months into his second season, I'll see what he's done in that 6 months. Because if you are terrible in the first year, okay, bed in, fine. I'm not gonna be on your neck at least. People will be, fair enough. I'm gonna defend you as best as I can, because you're my boy, ain't it? You know, playing for City. So I'm gonna always defend you if I can. But in that 6 month period, you need to give me something that I can look at and say, this is what I was waiting for. This is why I was defending you, bro. Because I knew you were coming good. So far, I haven't seen enough of it yet. And when I compared him to Curtis Jones, it was not like comparing them as a player, comparing their situations at their respective clubs. But I feel like with Grealish, he hasn't been rubbish. Like he hasn't been dead, but he hasn't been great. What I wanted from him was that Aston Villa farm to like just bring it here, be that Jack Grealish that fullbacks are looking at like I have to go against this guy, bro. Like I don't feel like I feel like you put two guys on him and he's out of the game right now, and I don't like that. So it's like he's always just been one step off. This is what I want from you. This is the performance, and I haven't been getting that. So I'm still giving him time, and what I would say I'd want to do for him is up until say January, I would keep him on the wing, let him do his thing. Let's see where he's getting us. You're gonna get the World Cup, different scenery, different teammates. So for some of them you'll be getting back your City teammates in, and have that spark of form, like get going, get the engine going, and come back in that December period. Show me what you got, bro. But if you're not kicking on by January, what I would do, I'd take Bernardo Silva, put him on the wing, and just drop him in that 8 role to rotate with Gundogan and KDB, where he's gonna have more time on the ball, and hopefully that's where he clicks. Because a lot of people don't know, but the main reason why we got Grealish was because we thought Bernardo Silva was gonna leave that summer. Like, he was dead set on leaving, and it was like, we need an 8, but one that can preferably also play on the wing. And I guess Grealish was the answer that they came up with, in which
I mean, but as a rival fan, I look at it and I think I can understand giving someone a whole year to bed in. Because I think if you can still see technical ability and you can still see little sparks of quality, then obviously you can look and go, if those sparks can turn into consistency and those moments can turn into performances, then there can be a space for you in this team. You know what I mean? you're a winning team right now. So I think his deficiencies have been hidden because you're a winning team. Whereas you look at the likes of Jadon Sancho, who had a similar season, and his deficiencies were highlighted everywhere. You know what I mean? Sky Sports called him 007. And Grealish was doing infinitely worse than Sancho. Sancho started the season quite well, scored a few goals. Wouldn't say he's pulling up trees, but he's doing his thing. Grealish gets the nod over Sancho in the England squad. And it's like, yeah, Grealish, he scored the goal on the weekend, had an okay performance. But like, as you said, we haven't seen enough. And the player that we saw at Villa, we knew that there was always going to be a drop off coming to Man City because again, now you're a little fish in a big pond. You're not a big fish in a little pond anymore. Everyone knew this. However, what I kind of thought was that maybe Pep would kind of give him a little bit more freedom. And I think some of this for me, I think it's a little bit on Pep in terms of what he's going to do with Grealish, because I think for Grealish to shine, he needs to be given more freedom. Grealish for me is not a system player. He's a freedom player. He needs that freedom to veer around. If he wants to drop central, let him drop central. Kind of what David Silva, because David Silva was so good, he could just do what the fuck he wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? He'll drop in and make triangles wherever. If he wanted to push forward into the false nine position, that's what he'll do. He'll have the license to do. But again, David Silva was elite. Grealish is not elite. Can be elite if he, you know what I mean? He has the potential to be that player, but it's for me, he's always going to be he's always going to come short, or he's always going to, for me, Jack Grealish is always going to be limited into what he needs to do and what he can do, because when he's out on that left-hand side, he's going to cut in or he's going to try hit the byline. But when Jack Grealish goes to the byline, let's be honest, the end product isn't really there. He's never been a get to the byline, whipping across, and you know what I'm saying? He's done it a few times, but it's not his game where he's going to hurt defenses like that. I think defenses will probably be happy to I'll be happy to let Jack Grealish get to the byline. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the type of guy that's always going to find a pass. His timing is immaculate when it comes to finding that little intricate pass when he needs to, especially when he drifts into the center. I think on that wing, he kind of gets to the byline, doesn't really know what to do. He doesn't really, your wing backs don't really overlap anymore. So it's like, if you drop two men on him, it's like he just has to cut back and go backwards. You know what I mean? Like, I think this isn't really suiting Grealish. It's not just Grealish's fault. I think the system isn't suiting him completely.
With the overlapping thing, I feel like he's suffering from us not getting a top left back, a top left-footed left back. I feel like that's what he's suffering from the most. I'm not saying that Cancelo isn't a top left back, but Cancelo is not going to overlap him if he's playing left back. He's obviously drifting into the midfield. He's trying to cut in on his right foot.
Here's a question though, and this is the thing I say about Mo Salah and Darwin Núñez. Liverpool are accommodating, are pushing Mo Salah further away from goal to accommodate for Darwin Núñez, which is criminal. I think in no world do you need to push Cancelo away from what he does to accommodate for Jack Grealish. I don't think it's worth it.
I would agree with that, because it's like at that point it would just be, we paid 100 million for this guy, so we have to do whatever it takes for him to get good. And that if I prefer our decision to be, all right, this is the decision that's gonna make us the best team in the world. So this is what we need to do, and if that means keep Cancelo left back, I don't care if it's hurting Grealish, respectfully. So that's what I would say on that. And I just want to address something I've heard a lot of people saying, and I saw this post the other day about, Grealish was such an amazing creator at Villa, and as soon as he came into this City team, his entire creativity just died, and Pep is criminal for that. I'm like, how can you say that when I feel like some of that, it's like you're absolving all the blame from off Grealish if you're saying that. I'm not saying our system isn't a part of the reason why his performances are below par, but you can't say it's just on Pep. And if another manager was in charge of this City team with Grealish, he would be flying. Like, part of it is down to Grealish, in my opinion, because a lot of his qualities, you mentioned that he has a good eye for a pass. We all know he's a good dribbler. He's great technically, and he has really good close control. I could say the same exact things for Mahrez. I could say the same exact things for Foden, and create like on a creative basis. These are players that have shined in our system. So
Yeah.
why is it that Grealish can't do the same thing? And I know there are other contexts to be added to it, of course, but you can't just say like we're just sucking the creativity out of him. That's not fair. It's like it's half and half. You can't go too much over to one side.
Yeah, 100%. Let me just run through some of these comments, broski. Obviously we got Capo TV in the house. Big up to yourself, broski. I'm not too bad. As I said, this is my therapy. This is a bit of my therapy, just talking about football as I do with the people, them getting through harder times on my side of things. But as I said, we're content creators for a reason, to bring the content to the people and to enjoy it. So big up yourself, and I hope you're good. Josh says, you can't put your heart into a machine, my friend. Cabo says, 2 more weeks of us top of the league. Bring on Casey and Kiers. They're not here at the moment, but I'm sure they you know what they have to say about Arsenal being top of the league. Just check last episode. That's what I would say. Dills, big up to you, bro. He says, big up Monts, my brother. I hope you're well, G. You're lucky you got that postponement as well. Looking forward to playing you lot. I was looking forward to playing you lot. Thiago's back now, so be very, very afraid. We actually have half a midfield now, so you know. You can't have free spirit in this team. Pep needs players to play the system. Grealish ebbs and flows with the game. I agree. Grealish is better played down the center, in my opinion. He's too predictable coming off the wing. Yeah, I agree. Same with Pepe at Arsenal. He's an assistant player. That's why he didn't fit under Arteta's system. It's a carbon copy to Pep's one. Wouldn't surprise me if Pepe and Tavares cook in League One. I hear it. I'm Alex says big up. Millet, sorry. United Spurs of America, good to see you, bro. Hope you're good. Obviously, we've got Ladimus in the house as well. Josh T says, no disrespect, but this is something that other teams can't do. Take chances with £100 million signing. Grealish is still quality. He just needs more freedom. 100 million for Gucci merch. Hey boys, Grealish news is fake. He's going nowhere. No. We're not even saying it's. I've not said that he's leaving. It's just the whispers have come out. So I just wanted to get opinions. And obviously, Clinical is a City fan, so it's always good to work out how things are working inside the fan base and outside the fan base. You know what I'm saying? Clinical is, as I said, you said, bro, you're not really sure how long you're going to give him. What, till maybe January? He's got till January to pull up trees. Otherwise, you know what I'm saying?
No, I'd say I'd keep him on the wing until January.
And maybe
if
move.
not, then like I'm a fan of, we just have to try something different. Like, if we're trying the same thing and it's clearly not working, isn't that the definition of insanity?
Yeah, of course.
So
Yeah.
I mean, if it's clearly not working, you've been on the wing for a year and a half, I wouldn't be upset if Pep decided, you know what, I'm gonna give him a chance in the midfield to see what he's doing there. Personally, I feel like performance-wise, the best I've seen from Grealish, and this is just solely my opinion, is when he's played false nine for us. I'll be very few times, but him dropping into midfield and playing that more central role on the half line on the ball, he looked really good in my opinion, and I wish that Pep gave him more opportunities there. But I mean, fair enough. His preferred position is wing, and we have a lot of great players that I won't complain about in our midfield right now. So, I mean, if that's the decision, then fine. But I at least want to see some sort of progression for me to say that, yeah, this is working. And you mentioned David Silva's free role. Just one last point. You mentioned David Silva's free role. I would say that KDB also has a similar role in the sense that he has a bit more leeway to like get on the pitch where he feels he needs to be best. And I feel like Pep gives him that leeway, similar with David Silva, because of one, how good he is in terms of just ability, and also his footballing IQ. And the only reason I can think of why Pep wouldn't want to put Grealish there, or only reasons, is that one, he's either that much better on the wing that he is in midfield, or that he isn't where Pep wants him to be in one of those two areas.
Or Grealish is just not that guy. Like, I think people need to be honest. Premier League fans, particularly English fans, praise and overhyped Grealish to a level that he was never on, saying that, he's world class or borderline world class when he was at Villa, or trying to do this weird thing and compare him with Hazard. He goes with England to the, the World Cup or the Euro, sorry. Didn't play a game. Actually, even before that, he was struggling to get into the England team. England fans complaining, why is he not there? Now he's in the England team. People are complaining he shouldn't be in there. Crazy. I think it's just a weird. People can't admit that they were wrong about what they thought Grealish was, and now they want to flip it and blame everything else. Like, I don't think he should have gone to Man City personally. I think that money, the money's too much, but not even that. I just don't think he's not at the talent level. Like you mentioned, Mahrez, Foden, Kevin De Bruyne. He's not on that sort of level. Why would he earn the right to have that creative freedom over any of those players? He shouldn't. And also, I think maybe something people might have to factor in is it's going to take time to adapt that City system. Like how long did it take Mahrez? It took him like a season and a half. It took Bernardo Silva like 2 seasons as well. Like it might give him a bit of time. It took Cancelo like 2 seasons. It took Rodri a season and a half. It might take him a bit of time to adapt because people see 100 mil and people already had an opinion how great Grealish was anyway. Like that's going to have them to flip and go completely on the other side. And plus, people for some reason just don't like Man City also. So people are just going to flip to the other side and say Grealish is terrible or whatever. I've always had my opinion and I've always stuck by it. He's not that guy. I just see him as like an average player. Well, not an average player, but like not on a sort of top class or world class bracket. Very good player, sure, but more. If he had stayed at Villa, he would still be performing brilliantly because he's at Man City and he's in a. He's no longer the big fish. He's in an ocean with sharks, and now he just can't compete, or he's struggling to compete because of the pressure and expectations weighed upon it. And we'll see. Maybe I'll be proven wrong come the end of the season or even next, maybe. But I guess we kind of have to see. I think people should just leave him alone and let him like play and adapt. Like we'll see. But keep in mind, people, he's 27 years old. He's not in a category with like Mason Mount or Madison, who are still like growing and developing. He's 27.
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying. Clinical, what do you have to say to that? Because I feel like that is obviously the Grealish thing. I think I wouldn't say he's that guy. I think it's a difficult period for him, and it's easy to get on a player when he's down. I think Grealish is a decent player. Never been a world-class player. It's all about where he can get to, but is Manchester City the team to get him where he needs to be? I mean, he's winning trophies. You could just say that, but I just think Manchester City don't have the time to wait for Grealish if he wants to take his time with this. And that's why I think he feels the pressure as much as anyone else, because he probably knows that himself. Man City don't have the time to wait for him. They can go spend another 100 mil if they need to get another player that can do what he does in a more consistent basis and that fits the system. You know what I mean? Grealish is replaceable, regardless of his price tag. City will take it out. They won 4 Prems in the last 5 years. They'll take it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, and I hear what Latimus was saying too, but I don't know. I like I said, I've always maintained with Grealish, what I really wanted to see from him was his form at Aston Villa. That player that I saw there, that player has a place in the squad. I still believe that. So if he can tap into that form again and take it here, that player that he was running the entire left flank. He was always dangerous in the final third. Like he was always drawing 2-3 players to him, and other players like Ollie Watkins could thrive off that. And he was also creating a lot of chances and winning fouls in dangerous areas, which is something that Sterling also did for us a lot. And now we don't have Sterling, so I was thinking this season is the perfect season for him to really bring us that Aston Villa, Jack Grealish. Like we need you right now, and you're right. We don't have the time to wait for him, because I hear people saying he's the type of player that needs a long run of games to really kick on. But while you're bedding in and giving performances that are below expectations right now, I'm looking at that and saying, I mean, Foden could be playing left wing right now, bro. Like we could have Foden, Haaland, Alvarez or Mahrez on this field right now, or Bernardo on this field right now, and I would be much happier than what I'm seeing right now, which is something I've said more than 2-3 times this season already, and he hasn't played that many games, so I don't think that's great. Like I said, I'm still willing to give him time, but
Yeah.
in a way, like you still have to give me something to justify me giving you time. Is all I'm saying.
Because with or without him, you're still winning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I honestly think, Clinical, if you weren't winning, I think your patience would be a lot less with Jack Grealish if you weren't winning.
No, yeah, 100%. I can definitely hear that.
Because it's like, because then you kind of need him to pull up trees. Right now, it's like you want him to pull up trees. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't say right now it's like need, like a need. So I don't know. Let's just say in hindsight, let me get to the comments. I got another question for you guys before we're going to shut off in about 5 to 15 minutes in between that time frame. We've got Prime at the time though, during the Euros, people wanted him to start because when he came on during games, he provided a creative spark that England lacked.
I watched England at the Euros. He didn't provide anything. I'll be real. He wasn't better than what England already had playing. Like I'll be honest. And the biggest stage, he came on in the final and did nothing. England's creative spark, England's Beckham, whatever, the poster boy, came on and didn't provide anything. So like that's what I'm gonna judge him on, not in what he's doing at Villa against Brighton or Crystal Palace or whatever. Like with all due respect.
No, I hear what you're saying. He's the equivalent to modern day Joe Cole, to be honest. Decent player, but not worth the price tag. Hey, Joe Cole was a flipping baller, though. Like, Joe Cole was serious. But I see the similarities. I understand what you mean with the similarities. I really don't like players going after each other or mocking like Grealish going after Almiron during Premier League celebrations. Man had more goals than him this season. Did Grealish go after Almiron? So what is that? What happened there?
He was making a joke. And I think he said something like, I think Mahrez or something was performing like Almiron. He said he made that joke on the final day of the season when they played Villa. Like it was a joke. Like it's not that deep. Also, Capo, what you said about Saka is a massive upgrade on their wingers. Saka's really if Saka goes to Man City, he's either playing left back or he's playing as an 8. Like he's not playing in that forward line. He's not. He's not. Saka will go to City. And he will struggle just like Grealish is struggling right now. Let's just be real.
I remember AFC Monty said if Saka goes to Man City, he will play right wing in front of Morris.
Who? You said that?
He said AFC Monty said he'll play in front of Morris.
I heard that, and I completely disagree. Well, and I don't completely disagree, but I definitely disagree.
No, 100%.
No, say it. No, don't be afraid of them. Say it.
No. Saka is good. I like Saka as a player, but
you couldn't lace Mahrez's boots.
Definitely overrate him. He's not better than Foden, and he's not.
You couldn't lace Mahrez's boots, bro.
No.
Bro, Saka will be real. And the top 6 teams in the Prem, he only starts for Chelsea in the forward line because we don't have forward. Like, that's the only team. He doesn't start for Liverpool as bad as Salah's been. He doesn't start for Man United because I think Anthony's better. Doesn't start for Spurs. Doesn't start for Man City, clearly. Like, he only starts for Chelsea because Chelsea don't have forwards. Like, let's just be on a level, let's be, and I love Saka. But on a level, as a forward, he's just, like, he's a good player. Yeah. But if you really want to see Saka's potential, he has to be playing wing back. And you see how good this guy really is.
Latimus, the Arsenal fan base, man. I mean, how before in fact, let me ask this question first then, just before we finish up on the Grealish stuff. If Grealish was to ever leave, where would if he had to leave and he was gonna leave, where would you see him going? Abroad, Arsenal. Staying in the Prem?
Arsenal. Let's just be real. He's going to Arsenal. Arteta there. He's going to Arsenal. Let's be real.
I feel like he would definitely stay in the Prem. Where I don't know, but I don't see him going abroad.
Chat, you can answer the question as well, by the way. Chat, give me some suggestions. They want Saka. Apparently, will be a massive upgrade on either one of their wingers. Not a chance it's happening soon. I don't know about all that. Manchester City's success in the Premiership is not only any one player; it's the system. Hear it. I still think he's gonna come good, but this is a make or break season. He was definitely a better. He was definitely better than Mason Mount. I can't lie, says Jaden. Grealish will leave City within 2 years. Ladamus Capo TV says Ladamus is disrespecting Saka. He played ahead of Mahrez. These lot are moving proper shameless.
He doesn't. No, but he doesn't. Like, do people not know who Riyad Mahrez actually is? Like,
Yeah,
let's be honest with ourselves. Look, again, I'm not a Saka hater. I like Saka. I will defend Saka ahead of anyone or in front of anyone who will disrespect him and who will hate on him. But let's just be real. He is not that guy. He's not starting ahead of Mahrez.
But you know, but as I said, listen, you know, certain men are gonna overrate their players. It comes with on the.
Like, there's overrating. Like last season when Saka was the best young player in the league, that was overrating him. But fine. But then just comparing him with Mahrez. Do you know what Mahrez done? Mahrez doesn't get the respect he deserves, man. Do you know what this guy has done in this league? To be compared with Saka, it's disrespectful, man.
Yeah, but
Mahrez was our leading goal scorer last season. Last season, but just done leading goal scorer. Bro, put some respect on him, man. And
I think the same goes for Sterling, in my opinion, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, obviously the same goes for Sterling as well, but you know, everyone wants to praise Sarah Boy Saka.
But yeah, listen, let's just going forward, Pram. Before we do, Shaf, I do want to get your opinions on. Oh, by the way, Dill CFC. I don't know if you're a mic. You're a mic, bro. You here?
Can you hear me, bro? Can you hear me?
Yeah. A little bit quiet, but we can hear you. What you saying?
Nothing, bro. Just going through all obviously what's going to happen at Chelsea at the moment. It's not looking great at the moment, but with the attack.
Let's not speak on Chelsea stuff.
I mean, listen. Well, there obviously was the Kane to Chelsea whispers. What did you think about that?
I think
to be honest,
real.
I don't think Kane happens. The reason why I'm saying that is because Tottenham don't do business with Chelsea.
Yeah.
That's my only concern with Harry Kane coming to Chelsea. That's the only reason why I don't think it will happen.
Let's dead that. If we listen, this Tottenham don't do business with Chelsea. Tottenham need to realize what their level is, and Chelsea need to realize what our level is. If we are a big club and we're serious, slap the money on the table and go get Kane.
I don't think it's that simple.
I don't think Tottenham would go for us.
I think Spurs have made it very clear that they're not selling Kane. Like,
they make it as clear as they want to, but Spurs have nothing anyway. Like, Conte's gonna leave, then Kane will have no tie to stay. So,
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but when does his current contract run out? Because I know he signed a new deal like 2 years ago. I think maybe 2025. But like they're not exactly in a pressure position that they need to sell him. We put 150 M's on the table and they didn't care. They said no, they're not selling.
You put 100 M's, not 150.
No, we bid 100. Then we bid 120 and they were like no. And then I mean, I don't know if you guys personally I listen to Fabrizio and the stuff that I read from him. I know not everyone likes to take it 100, but he said on his last post that when we were pulling out, we bid 150, and I don't think we heard a reply from Spurs on that. And this was like 2 weeks before the window ended. And I don't know, it may be naive of me to believe it, but I kind of do, bro. Like, why I feel like us not having a backup plan for Kane in that summer tells me we really, really wanted to sign this guy. And the next step was going to 100, and I don't think we should have, personally. Yeah. I think we made the right decision in pulling out from 150. But if that 150 was true, then that just shows like Spurs do not want to sell this guy.
No, but Spurs can do that all day. Like, Kane's 29, and Spurs are going to go on a rebuild. Like, Kane's not sticking around for that. You saw it last summer. Kane I think he should have done more, to be fair. But Kane put in a transfer request, wasn't going to training. Like, he wanted to leave. Like, I think if we force it this summer, and Kane also forces it, that he wants to leave, he stops going to training, he becomes a problem. I think Kane has to do that if he wants to leave and get trophy. Because all this scoring goals and stuff is great.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're not going to get remembered in the halls of Premier League fame if you're not winning at Premier League. Let's just be real.
Prime, do you think he suits at Chelsea though? If he came,
Bro, he bangs at Chelsea, yeah.
He's turning it up.
I think Kane is the answer for most of the teams,
Yes,
bro. I think
bro.
he bangs up in Liverpool.
Kane and Sterling, even Mount and Havertz cannot.
but that's the striker
Kane and
you should
Sterling
have
is perfect.
Would you say those?
That's the striker you should have went for,
Bro. Do you know what's mad? I reckon if Tottenham didn't get top 4, I reckon we could have grabbed Son or Kane. You know, like. I reckon it would have went to shit. Conte would have fucked off, and then Tottenham players would have been up for the taking.
Months. That's gonna happen this summer. Watch. Watch. One of Kane or Son.
Darwin Núñez swap deal. Anyone take him, please. I'll drive him there. You know what I'm saying? I'll drive him there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Keep in mind, once Spurs have to pay that money out for Conte, because there's rumors Conte's getting a bumper contract. If Conte gets a bumper contract and then he becomes a nuisance, and he gets that massive payout, Spurs won't really have money. They'll have to sell at least one of Kane or Son to fund a rebuild. So,
hey, what's your thoughts on these Arsenal fans thinking that they're gonna be title challengers and all that?
If you saw yesterday's episode, you would have saw me bugging out, losing my mind, fam.
Wait, months. You didn't bring me on,
bro. How about this? I actually realized by the time my mind had lost, I was like, I needed Latimer to tackle these man, fam. Like,
I need to hear what Clinical needs to think about this as well.
Like, what I think about what?
So
what do you think of it?
Context, the Arsenal fans, not even just in general, even on the channel. So Casey and Kears were like, "You man need to speak to us with some respect." Like it was giving it all that.
No, I think once you had it like on point where you were like, you're trying to do this chess thing, but at the same time be able to pull out and say, "Oh, but we were overachieving anyway." So
yeah, that's what I don't
you can't do that. It's either you're coming with the chest, backing your team, and taking all the expectations that come with it.
They'll do that. They'll say, "Oh, respect us," but you know what? It's the youngest team in the league. How are we supposed to win the title? It's the youngest team. Like for me, right? We're only 7, or well, some of us have only played 7 games. Majority have played 6. Like, I'm not. I'll give you. Arsenal are beating the teams they should be beating, and then they'll come out and say, "But Man United lost to Brentford." Yes, and we all laughed at United because every top 6 team should be beating these lesser sides, and when we don't, when Liverpool drop points to Fulham or Chelsea drop points or whatever, we will get laughed at, as we should, because we should be beating these sides, right? As a top 6, we should be. The only teams we should, as a top 6, we should be struggling against is each other, or maybe a who's on the precipice of joining, and maybe a Newcastle or something who are just about to join the top 6. Those are the only teams really we should be struggling against. Arsenal's only test they faced is Man United. Man United team that no Arsenal fan really rates, and they got bodied. They got battered. Like, we can't have this thing of, oh, we played well but still lost. I'll only accept that from Brighton. And Brighton have lesser players than Liverpool or City, and they lose 3-0, but they've played well for spells. That's the only way we'll accept it. If you're an Arsenal or a Chelsea, like, you can't play a top side and say you played well and lose 3-1. You can't say you've beaten Bournemouth 3-0 or whatever it is, or you've beaten Crystal Palace and say that's a tough test and we're going to challenge. There's nothing to say you guys can sustain a title challenge. Chelsea were top of the league last season from game week 2 up until December, and that's still not enough for us to sustain a title challenge in the final stages. Like, I think Arsenal and Spurs, the Spurs are included in this, they've been deprived of success for so long, they don't know truly what it's like to challenge for, not even win, to challenge for a title. You need to show something. Like Chelsea fans last season, as long as we were about our team, At least we had something to show. We'd won a Champions League. We were on amazing form. We've beaten the big sides we'd faced. We had something to show that we could challenge for the league. We were wrong, to be fair, but there was something there. Liverpool, after they had won the Champions League and pushed City in the league, they had something to show that they could go and win the league, and they did it. Arsenal don't have anything like that. They bottled top four, playing one game a week last season, and they were favourites from December. Me, someone who I don't rate Arsenal at all, I gave them all the credit from December.
They're going to crumble.
January
They're
last
going to
season going
crumble.
forward.
They're going
I
to
said
crumble.
they'd get top four because it was in their hands. They bottled it. Why should people give you respect to say you'll challenge for a title? You're doing well, and respect for winning the games you should be winning. But to say you're going to challenge for a title is ludicrous, because you know what's going to happen. When you guys don't challenge and you end up finishing 7th, you'll then come out and say, why are people mocking Arsenal? We have a young team. Why are we getting laughed at? This is why you're getting laughed at.
Injuries.
When I say clinical, you know when I said these men are going to do the little man thing.
It's literally like a get out of jail card, and we're not having that. I think, well, personally, no disrespect to Arsenal, but they're top of the league, and I'm not worried, bro. Like, the only team that could be at the top of the league over us, and I'm worried, is Liverpool. No offense to all the other teams.
No, I hear it.
Exactly, that's right.
I think, and this isn't even Arsenal. Let me get to some of the comments. I think the Arsenal fans aren't taking too kindly to this.
What is Liverpool? Yeah, bro, Mons, tell your team to pattern up, bro, because the Arsenal fans are chatting because of you guys.
Listen, hey, they're calling me washed up old man, but they're calling Liverpool old heads. They're calling us the old heads.
Yeah, exactly.
The old heads hating from the side, hating on the new heads.
Chelsea, it's annoying. I'm frustrated. Chelsea are not in this conversation. I'm annoyed, but like I was watching the show yesterday and stuff, and people are trying to force all of the top 6 into a title race to make Arsenal look better because they're doing their job. And I'm like, you're beating who you should be. Like, you think if Arsenal had beaten Man United, I would have said, you know what? That's actually a change. And I'm seeing progression. And maybe, but like, to lose to Man United and still come out and say you can challenge. Hey, Capo, the link is still here. You can still come on and say what you want to say. But like, I'm not wrong. Like, you're not in a title race until you show something. You're not in a title race.
I think people are underestimating what title race means these days.
Yes,
Mons, you should know exactly what I mean, bro. Like, you're not.
Hey, watch yourself. Hey, watch yourself. Hey,
no.
But
he's right though. Liverpool know what it means to challenge. Like, Chelsea know.
Yeah.
Arsenal haven't experienced that.
Know how hard it is.
No. With Chelsea, the reason why I said that is the last time you guys hit 90 points, you won the league, right? With Conte 16, 17. That's exactly what I mean, bro. Like, unless you're gonna hit that again, bro, that title challenge is looking long. Bro, I'm not even gonna lie, bro.
You can hit.
We need a new attack to do that.
In this league, right? You can hit 95 points and still not win it.
That's exactly my point.
People act like City. People act like City. City have had, out of the last 5 seasons, have had 4 badish starts for their standards. For the last, like, City don't do the start well thing. These lot don't blast out the blocks every season. Yeah. They're like third, second, maybe even 4th. They just chill there. They chill there till like October. And the next thing you know, they hit the NOS. They just hit the NOS and they just start moving. 3 points. Next thing you know, you're 10 points behind them. You're like, you blink and you're 10 points behind them.
Out of nowhere. Exactly.
I know.
Bro, it's like not last season. In the 2021 season.
That. Yeah. Sorry, you go.
Yeah, okay. In the 2021 season, when we just signed Ruben Dias, like before deadline day, we were like, after we lose to Leicester like 5-2, we were like 15th in the league, bro. And this was like late September. And it's like, yo, this is looking real shaky. And we won the league that year with 90 plus points again. And that's just the point I'm trying to make, bro. It's like,
what I realized with Man City, Pep has always had a plan. He's always had a plan of not executing a plan with the players that he doesn't like. So if he doesn't like a player, he takes them out. He said, "You're not playing." You know what I'm saying? That's what I like about Man City.
Yeah. No. I hear what you're saying, bro.
And the same thing came with Chelsea last year. Like, you can have a good run of form, and I'm not even going to say it's form. It's only 7 games. Like Arsenal, do you have it in you to win minimum 20 games on the bounce? Not go unbeaten, but win 20 on the bounce, and yet you're still 5 points behind City. You can win 20. You know how demoralizing that is.
What do you mean? To what?
Like you can win 20 games on the bounce and still be second.
Oh, you're telling
like Arsenal don't have that mentality in them to keep going. You don't. I'm sorry, you don't.
You
have an average manager. You have an average manager. You have a goalkeeper that's only praised because of his passion merchant. Your Gabriel is meaty. Your best midfielder, quote unquote, in party, it's constantly injured, and plus he even has a court case. So who knows what's going to happen with him? Your best forward is supposed to be Saka. The best forward is supposed to be Saka, and he hasn't turned up this season. Jesus, who gets praised for being the best striker in the league, doesn't even have more goals than Sterling, who gets disrespected constantly. Like your team is not.
Four of his GA came against. By the way, 4 of his GA came against one team.
Exactly. Like you're not going to sustain this. And you know what's going to happen when you guys do fall away and rival fans laugh at you? I won't laugh. I'll just sit here and say, I told you. Like, why are people laughing? Like, we know this was going to happen. But you're going to come out with excuses. Youngest team in the league. While, Arteta, we're still growing. It's still a process. It's still a project. If this is still a project, then don't make us hype you up when you're still in your project. The project hasn't ended. Like, just because you're 7 games in and you're top, your project's not over.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, whatever, man. It's, hey, I'll watch the stream back from yesterday because, hey, it is what it is, man.
No, I hear what you're saying. Let me just roll through some of these comments, and we'll probably end it there, and we'll let you man say what we need to say. Big up Chelsea, who just says yes, you man. Late night show, Kane's a myth. We need Leao and Kunku, Night Boys. Pick up yourself, bro. Make sure you subscribe to Chelsea OG as well. Capo TV says we're moving shameless out here. You love to see it. Brentford licking their lips to play Chelsea. Didn't they smoke you lot of Stamford Bridge 4-1? Coppen says very reliable sources Spain claim Bellingham is open to joining Real Madrid next summer with City their main rivals to his signings. LFC not even mentioned. Wow. Okay.
Wait, Mons, can you go back to the Brentford smokers comment?
Yeah, from Capo. Yeah, go on.
Does that not prove my point? You're going to try and banter Chelsea for losing 4-1 to Brentford. Does that not prove my point of top 6 teams losing to sides like Brentford or Palace is embarrassing, and you have to beat them because we should be beating them? That proves my point. If it's not embarrassing losing to Brentford, you wouldn't have mentioned it because it doesn't mean anything. Like, you're proving my point. Thank you.
Hear it. Moji says easy for Saka and Sancho's of the world to stat pad when there's no one in front of them. That's why Jesus looks like he does now. Mahrez is clear of him, of Saka, by the way. Liverpool have it in them to win it 2 in a row. But everyone says, boy, I obviously can't say that word online, obviously, but yeah. Noah says, big up, guys. I respect Prime. Jerome Season says, we're still top. Capo says, Latimer's moving proper salty, looking at us through a window, sitting comfortably in Hakkasan. Love that. Capo said, VVD, that old head in the barber sitting in the corner shop watching Saliba's fresh trim. Hey, you see what I mean? The way these man want to come for the big bad bosses of the Premier League and shit, it just gets me so mad sometimes, though, man. By the way, make sure we are smashing a like. I'm not sure how many likes you are away from 50, but I want to make sure we end this video on at least 50 likes. I believe we are on 41. So if you haven't liked the video already, make sure we smash a like button, people. But yeah, no, I think that's me running through the comments. Is there anything else you don't want to say before we shut off? Just kind of end it a little bit early for now because it's already 1 a.m. Got work tomorrow. Got to be up really early.
So where do you see Liverpool finishing this season?
Right this second, as of now, 4th place.
Okay, no, I hear you.
It's hard out here, G. It's tough out here. It's tough out here. It's hard times, bro. As I said, my former's got these Tottenham and Arsenal fans, got North London thinking they're something. So I've got to hold that until we snap back into. Feel me?
Liverpool will be fine. Like people are bantering Liverpool now and acting as if they fell off. If Liverpool finish second, no one be surprised, please. No one come back here and be like, because
I want to ask
Monts
question.
will come back and be like, everyone underestimated us. It's a brilliant miracle. It's not a miracle. Like Liverpool are just the second best team in the league. Everyone else is cannon fodder. Let's be real. Liverpool are just underperforming right now, but they'll be fine.
Easier to say this when you're saying the horrific horror shows we've been seeing.
You're not, bro.
You know what is Matt? No, Joe Gomez is on the bench now. Matip's back. Thiago's back. Hopefully they
Prime. You know, I've heard recently about Man City being interested in Liao.
Yeah, bro. Listen, Chelsea fans that don't rate Liao, bro. He's gonna cook us in these 2 games against AC Milan. We're getting cooked. Reece James, hey, be careful. Reece James will get smoked. Be careful. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know about that still.
Reece James will get smoked.
Reece
James is getting smoked. Reece James is gonna get smoked, bro.
We'll see. We'll see.
Oh, yeah. Well, listen, guys, thank you so much. Let the people know where they can all find you. We'll start with Clinical and go around, and then we'll end the stream there. First of all, though, thank you guys for jumping on. I appreciate it. This was a last-minute stream, so it's always nice. Kind of bit of therapy for me, so big up the man. You know what I'm saying? Clinical, obviously, we'll start with you.
Yeah, no, big up again. Thanks for having me. And I got a good chat with Latimas and Diaz, of course. If anybody wants to find me, I have my YouTube channel, which is just Clinical. I play FIFA on that. If anybody's interested, come watch me play. You know, always up and about every now and then.
You want me the link so I can put it in the chat, and I'll share your channel.
Definitely, bro. I play mostly seasons, and you know, just always just vibe and pull up, you know. And if you want to find me on Instagram, it's Clinical with the number 9. So yeah, you got me right there.
And Dills, where can people find you, my brother?
Big up, Monts. Thanks for letting me come on, brother. You can catch me on Lewis's channel still. More time. I'm gonna be making a channel very soon.
Make that happen, bro. I'll do everything I can over here to support that. Once that is up and running. So you know what I'm saying. Let me know, and I'll share that.
Big up for letting me come on though, bro.
No worries, man. You know what I'm saying? I said with these call-ins, it's always nice to get people on and eventually get them on more during some of the other shows. You know what I'm saying? It's all about expanding.
Next time we play each other, you better shout me for the preview because I'm here. You get me?
Bro, when you get the face cam sorted and you're there, bro, you know, man, I'll shout you, bro.
Make sure you get Rums in the chat as well, because you say I know him, innit? You say I know Rums. Make sure you get Rums in the preview for the game as well, because like Tuesday I know him, innit?
Man, big up Rums as well, man. You know what I'm saying? I was speaking to him not too long ago on the phone actually, so big up Rums. You know what I'm saying? I'll make that happen. We've got a few things coming in it, but obviously a lot of concept shows that are going to be happening soon because it's international football. We're going to do more fun streams and stuff, and you know what I'm saying. So, hold on, let me just copy the link. Yeah, a lot of fun streams. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be that sort of stuff. So obviously, I hope you lot will enjoy that. I'll get you involved. You lot involved in some as well. And yeah, man, I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? Bigsixbants to the world. I'm back. I've been slacking with the content a little bit, obviously. Queen's passing and obviously a lot of stuff been going on outside of football to make it difficult to pinpoint streams every day, but we're going to be back earlier streams, not 1 streams at 1 a.m. in the morning, all them things there. So again, thank you guys for jumping on. Prime, let the people know where you can find you, bro, even though they always know this already, but let them know, bro. Prime, be there? Prime? Well, listen, Prime is TikTok famous, so you know what I'm saying. Get the TikTok link in there. Get the TikTok link in there. Make sure you guys follow him up. You know what I'm saying, and then hopefully Arteta will be doing the splits like this or some shit in that NLD to silence some of them Arsenal fans. So listen, it's been another episode of Bigsixbants. I just dropped Clinical's link in the comment there, so make sure you go and follow. Go and subscribe to Clinical's channel. Actually, I have the second one there. Well, both of them are linked. So it's the starred comment. So if you're watching this back, make sure you go and subscribe. Follow up Bills. Make sure you go and subscribe to Carefree Lewis. That's a brother over there as well doing his thing. smashing over there as well. So yeah, Prime, tell the people where they can find you now that you're back.
Yeah, you can follow me on socials. As Prime. I'm TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and stuff. You can catch me here. I'm on the terrace. Lewis's stream sometimes as well and stuff like that. Chelsea Fan TV. Catch me anywhere, really. Yeah, bro. Hey, Casey and Kiers, yeah, one eye open, bro. Keep talking like that. One eye open.
Love that. Listen, it's been another episode of Big Six Bands. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow in our next show. Take care, guys.